Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. May I have your attention, please? Good morning. The 2019 Spring Commencement for the University of Maryland Eastern Shore will begin in a few moments. At this time, I ask you to find your seats quickly and turn your cell phones on to off in order to respect the dignity of this momentous occasion.
Good morning. As a reminder, we ask that you please turn off your cell phones or any cellular devices in order to respect the dignity of this momentous occasion. Can't hear it all? Huh? It's on? All right. Good morning. Is that better? Can you hear me? As a reminder, we ask that you please turn off your cell phones or any cellular devices in order to respect the dignity of this momentous occasion. At this time, please remain standing for the presentation of the colors, the national anthems, and the invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming,
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we marched, were so gallantly streaming,
and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that
Let us pray. Most gracious and holy God, we come to you this morning just to say thank you. We thank you, God, for a new day that you have allowed us to see, a day that you have made. We have come to rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you especially, God, for all of these students who are graduating on today. We thank you, God, for we know if it had not been for you, they would not be sitting here right now. So, God, we thank you for being a waymaker, for being a provider, for being a protector, God, for never leaving them nor forsaking them, for God being their strength when they wanted to give up. And as we praise you and we thank you for their families, for the mothers, for the fathers, God, for the families that loved them and supported them while they pursued their education. We thank you for the professors and the teachers that taught them. We thank you for the UMES staff that made UMES a home away from home. And now, God, we also thank you for all the friends that they made while they were here and all the relationships that they gained. We thank you for the good days and the bad days that only came to make them stronger and wiser. Now, God, as we're here and we're celebrating and we're praising you, we invoke your presence in this ceremony. God, get glory out of everything that we do here on today. And we thank you for what you have done, for what you're doing, and what you're going to do. And it's in your name we pray. Amen.
You may be seated. Good morning. It is a great day. Hog Pride? Thank you. Members of the spring graduating class of 2019, faculty and faculty emeriti, honored guests, parents, colleagues, families, and friends, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 132nd Spring Commencement exercise of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. This is a very special occasion for all of us, but particularly special for our graduates. It's special for the family members and also the friends of these graduates. And as president of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, it is indeed my honor to stand before you today and graduates help you celebrate the beginning of your new and exciting phase in this part of your lives. Audience, today we have 430 graduates from across the United States. Thank you. And from many nations. And graduates, this day will be remembered as a major milestone in your lives. The ideals and traditions that you have experienced here at UMES will be forever part of your life. You occupy a unique and lasting place in the life of history of this university. Families, this university, UMES, was founded in 1886 with 9 students and 1 faculty member and 1 building. Today, 133 years later, we have over 3,000 students, 60 academic programs, and a physical plant covering 1,100 acres. UMES is recognized by the U.S. World and News Report as one of the top historically Black colleges and universities in America. Thank you. This recognition has come to us because of the achievements of these students in the classrooms, in the laboratories, in the community, and on the fields of competition. Indeed, we can accomplish no goal without graduates like you, because graduates, you are the ones who have goals that we push. Graduates, you are the ones who achieve. And graduates, because of you, we soar together into great heights. Graduates, today is a time to celebrate this milestone with your families. Families, I know that we're all excited about these graduates being here today, and I want to tell you that later we'll be calling their names. Now I'm going to stop right now and give about 2 minutes of just cheering these graduates on and applauding them. Join me. Raise up, raise up. Okay. And you will have another moment several times to do that. We want you to get it out of your systems. You won't be able to. It's a glorious day. We'll give you several moments. But here, families, we want you to realize when the students start coming through, you want to be able to hear your son, your daughter, your granddaughter, your grandchild, your niece, nephew, cousin, family member. You want to be able to hear their names. So we're going to ask you, keep the noise to a minimum. Thank you. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce the platform party. And I ask that all of you stand and please remain standing until all of the names have been called. And audience, please save your applause until the last person I read. Dr. John B. King, Jr., President and Chief Executive Officer of the Education Trust. He is our guest speaker. Ms. Deanna Johnson, member of the University System of Maryland Board of Regents. Mr. Langston Frazier, student regent of the University System of Maryland Board of Regents. Mr. Thomas W. Baxter, president of Baxter Enterprises Incorporated, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and humanitarian. Dr. John Allen, Jr., chairman of the UMES Board of Visitors. Reverend Jamar Jackson, pastor of the Metropolitan United Methodist Church. Mrs. Deborah Powell Heyman, president of the UMES National Alumni Association. Dr. Robert Mock, Jr., Chief of Staff. Mr. Jonathan Blackman, sign language interpreter. Mr. Antonio Virgil, sign language interpreter. Dr. Rondell Allen, acting provost and vice president for academic affairs. Dr. Moses Cairo, dean of the School of Agricultural and Natural Sciences. Dr. Kate Brown, interim dean, the School of Business and Technology. Dr. Marshall Stevenson, Jr., dean of the School of Education, Social Sciences, and the Arts. Dr. Lakeisha Harris, interim dean, the School of Graduate Studies. Dr. Timothy Gladwell, acting dean of the School of Pharmacy and Health Professions. Mrs. Cheryl Holden Duffy, registrar. Ms. Aja Harris, president of our UMES Student Government Association. Mr. Zoe Johnson, president of the UMES Graduate Student Association. Mr. Vernaj Pinder, student commentator. Dr. Donna Long, associate professor and director of the Child and Family Development Center and one of our readers, and Dr. Terry Smith, professor in the Department of English and Modern Languages and the second reader. You may now applaud. Okay. Platform party, you may be seated. I would now like to ask members of the legislature and any representatives of our assembly, delegates, or senators, please rise and be recognized. I would also like to ask members of my cabinet, the President's cabinet, to please stand and remain standing. Please remain standing. I would like to ask the UMES Senate and Faculty Assembly leadership to please stand and remain standing. Our UMES Board of Visitors to please stand. Any faculty and staff alumni? Any other alumni? Our special guest of our speaker, and any Golden Hawks who are in the audience, please stand and receive our applause. Thank you. And I'd be remiss if I didn't introduce the first gentleman, my husband, Mr. Leon Roberts, who I know he will not stand, but he's recognized. To all of our special guests, I appreciate your attendance here at our graduation ceremony, and I appreciate all that you do to support the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. We will now have greetings from two individuals, Ms. Deanna Johnson, member of the University System of Maryland Board of Regents, and Dr. John Allen, chairman of the UMES Board of Visitors. After the greetings, we will have the student commentary.
Good morning. I bring greetings from the University System of Maryland and the Board of Regents. And I bring greetings from myself to this magnificent institution by saying to all of you, congratulations! And to my dear friend and colleague, Heidi Anderson, President Heidi Anderson, thank you for inviting me to be here. It is an honor to share this occasion with your president, Dr. Heidi Anderson, who today is presiding over her very first spring commencement. Yes, that's an accomplishment too. Already in her brief tenure as president, Dr. Anderson has proven herself to be a driven, dynamic, and tireless leader with an expansive vision for UMES. She is committed to preparing graduates who are lifelong learners and leaders. It is also a pleasure to join your commencement speaker, Dr. John King, who is a grandson of one of the earliest graduates of the University of Maryland at Eastern Shore. I look forward to his remarks. I take a little liberty here because when I was once a little girl, which was many, many years ago, my mother and father came here as part of their outreach to Black institutions, and that's what we were called then. So I enjoy returning here. I enjoy the enthusiasm I see here, and I'm sure it's great and grand and will continue to be. Most importantly, it is an honor to be here to recognize and congratulate you, the class of 2019. What you have accomplished has taken hard work, persistence, and dedication. Those are talents and skills you will need for a lifetime. I know your family and friends take great pride in what you have accomplished. They have shared in your sacrifice and certainly should share in your success today. So to mom and dad and all family, congratulations to you as well. Today, you graduate from one of Maryland's most historic institutions, a university that holds a unique place as a land-grant institution and a historically Black college, a university with an outstanding faculty and world-class academic programs, a university preparing students, graduates, and young people to accomplish more outstanding careers, but finding lives which are outstanding. No matter what direction your life now takes when you walk down this aisle out the door, no matter what challenges you confront, know that your education here has prepared you well to meet each and every one of those. Once again, congratulations to all of you, and know that the entire university system of Maryland and its family and all its institutions wish you all the best in the years to come, and give yourselves another congratulations.
Good morning and welcome. I'd like to begin by saying congratulations to our students, congratulations to the families, both natural and spiritual, who have sacrificed so much for this day. Thank you very much for being here. On behalf of the Board of Visitors, I'd like to welcome our alumni, our dedicated faculty, staff, members of the Board of Visitors, and finally, welcome and congratulations to the class of 2019. We rejoice today over the wonderful accomplishments that have led to this day of graduation. We are grateful for the direction, discipline, and determination that you exhibited that has culminated in today's celebration. It's a blessing for each and every one of you to have learned from experts in your field of study, and you're now prepared to give of yourselves in service, in business, the arts, sciences, education, government, and social action. May the skills that you have developed in managing your time, setting priorities, and remaining focused be the very foundation by which you build successful careers and lives. And as you explore the world, remember the time you spent here. As you continue to learn and to change and to grow, reflect on the times when you stumbled and even failed. Recall how your caring mentors pushed you in the right direction and stretched your imagination and your spirit. Remember how you got back up and pushed towards the mark. As chair of the Board of Visitors, I hope the pride that you feel as you walk across this stage today is rivaled only by the nostalgia by which you remember this place and the relationships that you forged. UMES will forever be a place that you can call home. Congratulations and God bless.
Thank you to both of our greeters. We will now have the student commentary given by Vernaj Pinder, Bachelor of Science in Hospitality and Tourism Management candidate for graduation. Following his student commentary, Ms. Aja Harris, President of the Student Government Association, will introduce the speaker for today's program.
President Anderson, platform guests, special guests, distinguished faculty, invited family, fellow graduates, good morning. My name is Vernaj Pinder, a hospitality and tourism management student from the breathtaking islands of the Bahamas. It is my absolute pleasure to stand before you today to deliver this speech on behalf of the class of 2019. Can you believe 4 years ago, we were freshmen anxiously settling into this university? We made the decision after high school that we wanted to continue our education and make something of ourselves. When we look back on our time here, I'm sure many of us are overwhelmed with mixed emotions. Our decision to pursue a higher education wasn't an easy decision, but rest assured it was the best decision and one we should not take lightly. I guarantee that somewhere in the midst of our journey, we wanted to pack up and go home. Some have done that. But we stayed, and here we are today. We've experienced heartbreak, depression, loss. We've even had our fair share of meltdowns. But we didn't let these challenges stop us. Many would have given up, but we found the strength, the light inside to keep fighting. We use those obstacles as the cornerstone for the foundation we are standing on today. When I started here, I did not know what to expect. I was completely nervous about venturing out on my own. I was a shy, introverted student who just wanted to get good grades and stay out of trouble, which I'm happy to say I managed to do. I also wanted to make an impact and leave a legacy. I fought vigorously, like many of you sitting here today, to find something that I can contribute to this university and this community. And just like many of you, I have. Once you leave this great institution, you will each embark on a journey that will catapult you to your destiny. It's funny how the dictionary's primary definition of commencement means to begin, yet we are using it to signify the end of our collegiate journey. Oh, the irony. Then again, it makes sense because as one door closes, another one opens. This may be the end of a chapter, but as singer Natasha Bedingfield would say, today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. As we conclude this chapter in our lives and buckle up to face the next one, we should thank the people who have nurtured and helped us along the way. To the Almighty God, our Father, our refuge, our strength, and our strong tower, the light that guides our path and the lamp under our feet. To our families and friends for your love and guidance throughout the years. To our professors who have gone above and beyond the call of duty to ensure we learn. To the administrators that put up with us and took care of us, it is with love we say thank you. Now the question is, how will we move forward? How will we utilize the quality education we have received at this institution and make an influential impact in this world? Today, as we gather with family, friends, and faculty to celebrate our last 4 years and to remember our college experiences, let us ponder on who we have become and who we have the potential to be. Let us not be defined by the mistakes we've made, but the mountains we've moved. Don't be discouraged by how many chapters you have left to finish in your story. Pause and take a look at how many chapters you've already written. Live your life fearlessly. Don't be afraid to take chances. Remember, Hockey Hall of Famer Wayne Gretzky once said, "You miss 100% of the shots that you do not take." Don't let the doubts and stereotypes that people place on you weigh you down. We've been told so many times that we have to compete against each other rather than working cohesively to build communities. We are stronger in numbers, and when we stand together, we are unstoppable. As you work to become the best version of yourself, I implore you to find someone to mentor. Our biggest mistake is not pulling people up with us with the fear that it will dim our own light. I'm inspired by these words from Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measures. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence liberates others. So, keep your light shining and be beacons of hope in this world. You are greater than you will ever know. Congratulations to the class of 2019. We came, we saw, and we definitely conquered. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bernaj, for that message. Dr. John B. King, Jr. received his bachelor's degree from Harvard University, a master's degree from Columbia University's Teachers College, a JD from Yale Law School, and his Doctor of Education from Columbia University's Teacher College. His life story is a testament to the power of education, beginning with his paternal grandmother, Estelle Stansberry, who was an 1894 alumna of this institution when it was known as Princess Anne Academy. The elder, John B. King, and Dr. King's mother, both public school educators, served as enduring inspiration for him. Dr. King lost both parents by the time he was 11 and struggled to cope with their loss. He credits New York City public school teachers with giving him hope for the future by providing transformative educational experiences. Dr. King's early career included serving as a managing director with Uncommon Schools, a nonprofit charter management organization, co-founder and co-director for curriculum and instruction of Roxbury Preparatory Charter School, and the Commissioner of Education for the state of New York. One of the nation's youngest state education leaders at the time of his appointment, and the first African American and Puerto Rican to serve. In March 2016, Dr. King was confirmed as the U.S. Secretary of Education in the Obama administration. As Secretary, he brought a continued commitment to advancing excellence and equity for every student, supporting educators and elevating the teaching profession, and improving college affordability and completion rates. Dr. King currently serves as President and Chief Executive Officer of the Education Trust, a national nonprofit organization that seeks to identify and close educational opportunity and achievement gaps. Dr. King and his wife are residents of Tacoma Park, Maryland, and have 2 children who attend local public schools. Please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker, Dr. John B. King, Jr.
Thank you so much, Aja, for the kind introduction. Greetings to the distinguished members of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore faculty and staff, and the honored guests here representing Princess Anne and the state of Maryland. A sincere thank you to President Anderson for the invitation to speak with you, and to the graduates receiving your degrees, your families and friends. All of us celebrate you. Congratulations, Hawk Nation. Today, we are looking back, recalling the path that led each of you to this graduation day. And we honor the storied history of this university by adding a new page to its history book, a history that you helped to write. Today we are also looking forward and reclaiming the future through all that is made possible through the education that you received here at UMES. I will speak with you this morning about those dual themes, looking back and looking forward. And in our time together, I'd like us to reflect on what it means to be worthy of the legacy of those who came before us, and what it means to carry on that legacy for the future of our families and our communities. Let's start by looking back. The University of Maryland Eastern Shore opened its doors 133 years ago and has grown into a vibrant institution that daily carries on its proud legacy as an HBCU. Today, many of these schools serve as an example for peer institutions and for people who too often view students of color, first-generation college students, and students from low-income families through the lens of their struggles rather than their potential for success. Those of you receiving your degrees today understand what it feels like to succeed because your school supported you. Some of you juggled academics while taking care of family or the responsibilities of being a parent or a spouse. Husband and wife duo Rachel and Deshandre, who met in middle school, are both graduating today as first-generation college students. It wasn't always easy for them pursuing their education while being new to married life and dealing with hardship when it came. On the road to their degrees, Deshandre's grandmother passed away, and he had to take time off from school. But the support Rachel and Deshandre found in each other and through UMES made it possible for them to graduate. All of you made it to this day not only because of your determination, but also because of your families, your professors, mentors, and peers who lifted you up, reminding you of what you could achieve. Let's give them all a round of applause. Today, I'm especially honored to speak with you because of my own history and how I came to dedicate my career to education. You see, my grandmother, as you heard, Estelle Livingston Stansbury King, attended UMES when it was called Princess Anne Academy. She graduated from here in 1894 and became a nurse. My grandmother recognized the importance of education and encouraged her sons to attend college in the 1920s and 30s when racism and segregation made higher learning inaccessible to most African American men. Thanks to her, my father became a career public school educator and the first African American principal in Brooklyn, New York. My uncle, William Dolly King, was a celebrated college athlete who became one of the first black players to integrate professional basketball. And Estelle's third son, my uncle Haldane King, was a Tuskegee Airman, one of the first African American pilots to serve in the U.S. military and a career Air Force officer. My grandmother's example shows the transformative power of education, not just for one generation, but for multiple generations. It is in large part because of my grandmother, my father, and my mother, who was a school counselor, that I pursued a career in which I'd honor their memories as an educator myself, a career that led me to serve in President Obama's cabinet. Looking back, I can see how my great-grandfather's decision to send his daughter to UMES helped to create a legacy of opportunity for an entire family. And I can unequivocally say that education hasn't only been a professional calling for me, it also saved my life. It's why I'm able to stand here before you today. As you heard, both of my parents passed away when I was a kid. My mom when I was 8, my dad when I was 12. And it's only because of phenomenal New York City public school teachers that I'm alive today. After my mom passed, when I lived with my dad was quite sick with undiagnosed Alzheimer's. And so home was this place where I didn't know what my father would be like from one night to the next. Some nights he would talk to me, some nights he wouldn't. Some nights he'd be angry, some nights sad. I can recall one night when he woke me up at 2 in the morning and told me it was time to go to school. I remember arguing with him and pleading with him and saying, "No, it's the middle of the night. Daddy, it's the middle of the night. It's not time to go to school." And he kept insisting that it was. That's what home was like, day after day. But it was school that saved my life, because school was a place that was safe, engaging, and supportive. Because teachers made school a place where I could be a kid when I couldn't be a kid at home. I remember the things we did in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade like it was yesterday. Performances of Midsummer Night's Dream, Shakespeare in elementary school. A performance of Alice in Wonderland, where I was the rose with big felt red petals sticking out of my head. Those experiences in school being a place of support and learning and joy, saved my life. But no one's life is a straight line. And by the time I got to high school, like many young people who've experienced trauma, I got in trouble. I got in trouble a lot. I was angry at my parents. I was angry at adults. I was angry at authority. I actually got kicked out of high school. The first U.S. Secretary of Education ever to have been kicked out of high school. But I hope that I'm not the last, because my story is also a story about second chances, a story about family members and mentors and teachers and a school counselor who chose to believe in me and see more potential in me than I could see in myself. It would have been very easy for them to look at me and say, here's an African-American, Latino male student going to New York City public school, family in crisis. What chance does he have? But they didn't do that. They chose to invest in me. And so I want to call all of you this day to a commitment to try to pay forward the supports that you have received here. Whether you've chosen to study and work in education, medicine, construction management, or any program UMES offers, you have the opportunity to contribute every day to the well-being of friends, neighbors, and your community. You'll be teaching, improving people's quality of life, literally building and strengthening communities and paying your education forward. But honoring the history of this university and those who contributed to your success requires something more than just the application of your craft. The founders of UMES opened this school to fight intolerance and racism and to lift up those who were oppressed. They recognized, as Frederick Douglass, a native of the Eastern Shore, once said, that education means emancipation. For more than a century, UMES, like many HBCUs, has provided its students with the knowledge and skills not only to reach their promise, but to challenge institutional racism and bias, especially at this challenging time for our nation. I want to suggest this is the work in which you also must engage, to find every opportunity to help those who are less advantaged and to stand against prejudice and hate in all their forms. At UMES, you learned with an intentionally diverse faculty and with peers originating from more than 70 countries who have various backgrounds and worldviews. As a result, you are more prepared and perhaps more inclined to challenge intolerance when you see it. Unfortunately, there are too many examples of racism and hate in our present time. From the inhumane treatment of immigrant children and families at the border, to the rollback of federal civil rights and voting protections, to the fact that black mothers die in childbirth at more than 3 times the rate of white mothers, to the countless tragic and unnecessary deaths of black people across America after interactions with the police. When it comes to making our democratic society work, as President Obama said in a recent speech, we have to be able to get inside the reality of people who are different, who have different experiences, who come from different backgrounds. We have to engage them even when it's frustrating. We have to listen to them even when we don't like what they have to say. We have to bring people together, not tear them apart. HBCUs like UMES have long broken down barriers and have been at the vanguard of civil rights advancements. I think of the pivotal role of Howard Law School Dean Charles Hamilton Houston and his student Thurgood Marshall in crafting the legal strategy to defeat Jim Crow segregation. I think of the students at North Carolina A&T who led the lunch counter sit-ins in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I think of all of you, students, faculty, and university leaders here at UMES who learn and teach at an institution that has provided educational opportunity to generations of students, even at times when they have been barred from other learning opportunities. On this commencement day, we are looking back and looking forward. Graduates, you and I are where we are now because our past and our futures have been knitted together through education and by the people who came before us that showed us the way. People like those who envisioned and founded a university like UMES. Now, I'm preparing to give these remarks today at the university from which my grandmother graduated. I spent some time researching more into our family history, and I discovered that my great-grandfather was born into slavery in Montgomery County, Maryland, less than 25 miles from my home in Montgomery County. The property where my great-grandfather lived is still owned by the direct descendants of those who enslaved him. The slave quarters where he grew up, a small, cramped wooden cabin, is still standing. I visited there recently with my wife and my 2 young daughters. We met the current owners of the property. I experienced many emotions that day on the property where my great-grandfather and his family were enslaved. The slave quarters is just a few feet from the main house. And seeing that, I was struck that there could be such intimacy in oppression, struck by the cruelty and exploitation of which human beings are capable. At the same time, I was also struck by a profound sense of hopefulness. Yes, hope. My great-grandfather grew up enslaved before the Civil War, and 3 generations later, his great-grandson served in the cabinet of the first African-American president of the United States. In this story, and so many others like mine, there is a sense of the degree to which America is always becoming, continuously striving, reaching to attain her highest ideals, striving to be more true to the founding principles of equality and democracy. My great-grandfather and my great-great-grandfather, who's buried in an unmarked grave on that same property, lived their lives in hope for a future they could not see. They could not have imagined the life that I and my daughters have been blessed to have in the very same country, the very same county where they lived in slavery. And so I'll leave you with this. Ultimately, our obligation is to live for the generations ahead of us. That's what it really means to be worthy of the legacy of those who came before us. So graduates, each of us must do work for the inheritance of the future, for a more just society, a democracy that is strong, a healthy planet, institutions that truly serve everybody. Earlier this morning, we heard "Lift Every Voice and Sing." The song asks, "Have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed?" Indeed, this university and your accomplishments are a testament to the hopes, the blood, and the tears of generations past, generations who fought for your right to an education that gives you the freedom to become whatever you dream you can be. I hope you'll be the kind of people who give back, who lift as they climb, and who help our nation become what it can be. Like the song says, "You now stand at last where the white gleam of our bright star is cast." Just remember, when the light of opportunity shines on you, you have the chance to make those who came before you proud by expanding the reach of its glow. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2019.
Dr. King, thank you very much for those very inspiring words and for the motivational speech. And graduates, I hope you will heed to his challenge to pay it forward.
Mr. Thomas W. Baxter, please come forward and stand at the right of the center podium to prepare to receive your degree. Madam President, the Board of Regents for the University System of Maryland has approved the confirmation of an honorary doctorate degree for Mr. Thomas W. Baxter. Mr. Thomas W. Baxter, you grew up in Northern Virginia and got your start in the hospitality business while still in high school. Your affiliation with McDonald's Corporation spans more than 50 years, and you became a franchise owner in 1992. You began operating iconic Golden Arches restaurants on the Delmarva Peninsula some 20 years ago, and your business has grown to 18 locations. Your altruism has been evident in your loyal support to the surrounding communities where you own franchises. While your initial focus was to help elementary schools and educators, your generosity has expanded into secondary and post-secondary education in the 6 counties where you do business. Your contributions have included scholarship programs for high school and community college students. The University of Maryland Eastern Shore has benefited greatly from your support for programs in marketing, business, and hospitality tourism management for more than a decade. Over the past 2 decades alone, you and your family have contributed more than $1 million in support of scholarships, cash gifts, equipment, food and in-kind assistance to students, parents, and educators across the Delmarva Peninsula. You and your family have also championed a broad range of charities as well as several medical facilities in the state. As a business leader, you have held numerous key positions within McDonald's and are the recipient of 2 prestigious awards as an employee and franchisee, the Ronald Award and the President's Award. Madam President, I present to you a highly regarded entrepreneur, philanthropist, and humanitarian to receive the University of Maryland Eastern Shore's Honorary Doctorate of Public Service degree.
Thank you. Mr. Thomas W. Baxter, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Regents, for your life, your example, and your many achievements, I do hereby confer upon you the Honorary Doctor of Public Service degree with all of the honors, rights, and privileges appertaining hereto. Congratulations. Families, students, it is now time for the moment that you've been waiting for. Very good. 1 minute, 1 minute. All right. Now, okay. All right. Parents, get your cameras ready. Families, friends, get those cameras ready. And let me share with this with you. As the graduates come across the stage, we will have a professional photographer taking their photo here and also at the end. So if you miss a shot, they will get it for you. Remember, everyone, you'll have to keep the noise level down a little bit so that you can hear your individual graduates' names. We thank you for that, for keeping the noise down and for your cooperation. Let's begin.
Dr. Anderson, it is my privilege to report that the candidates gathered here have qualified in all respects for degrees in their courses of study by successfully completing curricula offered by departments in the schools of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. They have been recommended by the faculty and have been approved by the Chancellor and the Board of Regents to be awarded appropriate degrees in recognition of their academic accomplishments. At this time, we would like to recognize those students who will graduate with honors, cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. Their names will be called during the regular presentation of degrees, but we would like to give them special recognition. All students graduating cum laude, GPA 3.30 to 3.49 in each school, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. All students graduating magna cum laude, GPA 3.50 to 3.69 in each school, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. All students graduating summa cum laude, GPA 3.70 to 4.0 in each school, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated.
Okay. Families will ask you to leave the aisles clear because the students will need to pass, and we don't want anyone tripping. So please leave the aisles clear. Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Harris?
Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Education degrees please rise? President Anderson, I am pleased to present to you, on behalf of the graduate faculty, the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Education degrees.
Thank you. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Regents, I do hereby confer upon you the Doctor of Philosophy and the Doctor of Education degrees, with all of the honors, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will the faculty advisors or graduate faculty members please come forward at this time to prepare to hood the candidates? Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Education degrees please come forward to be hooded as directed by the Marshal? Blessing Ejay. Jamila Rice. Jorge Rodriguez Cuevas. Yvonne Downey Hanley. Stephen Edward Leonard. Jillian Morgan. Marvin Powles. E. Wayne Rose. Simeon Shogay. Maria Annette Blake. Jamie Lewis. Tara Taylor. Will the candidates for the master's degrees please rise? President Anderson, I am pleased to present to you on behalf of the graduate faculty the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the Master of Arts, Master of Education, and Master of Science degrees.
Thank you. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Regents, I do hereby confer upon you the master's degree with all of the honors, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Will each candidate for the master's degrees please come forward to receive the diploma as directed by the Marshal? Elizabeth Ann Beckelman. Quayao N. Cobb. Kiana Arshel Crump. Megan K. Donovan. Aza Salah El-Bashir. Shantier J. Edwards. Chantel Kimberly Francis. Sonny Antoine Hicks, Jr. Ebony Doretha Hitch. Zohab Jaz. Mahogany McKinney. Kyra Hopkins Machieto. Tammy Tanyette Milborn. Sarsan A. Muhammad. Asia M. Morgan. Margaret Nicole Renee Morris. Jocelyn L. Pouquet. Darian Dewan Reeves. Sierra Monet Scott. Mire Syria. Jocelyn Simmons. Jordan LaRose Smith. Brenda Callum Whittington. Fritz Afamba Wolua. Erica Monet Wright.
Will the candidates for the Doctor of Pharmacy degree please rise? President Anderson, I am pleased to present to you, on behalf of the School of Pharmacy faculty, the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the Doctor of Pharmacy degree.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Regents, I do hereby confer upon you the Doctor of Pharmacy degree with all of the honors, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Will the candidates for the Doctor of Pharmacy degree please come forward to receive your diploma as directed by the Marshal?
Okatan Akangbe. Jeanette Akanawong. Dagano Godlove Asogo. Nita Araga Atabong. Joshua Atere. Emily Page Biscatch. Amy Chen. Emily Rebecca Dice-Road. Mark Mazim Atone Nkwele. Marcy and Yechi. Oh, I'm sorry. Eunice Amadi Fukuo. Philomena and Jay Fawn. Diodone Fu. Victoria Hearn. Rodney Mawuko Lamour. Maybelle Christine Madiba. Oniichi Mbenka. Marcus A. Mogg. Irene and Key and Kang. Raliat Onyanola Oladauda. Omatayo Olawotha Yaime. Mercy Onaiga. Rodolfo Antonio Romero. Diana Rope. Stephen Paul Southern. Chiluri Sunday. Armel Ode Chimake Ngasa. Gerald Wacha. Suba Padmaneharika Verapaneni. Christopher Michael Warfield. Seth Weinstock. Esther Yook.
Will the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Agricultural and Natural Sciences please rise? President Anderson, I am pleased to present to you, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Agricultural and Natural Sciences, these approved and worthy candidates for the Bachelor of General Studies and the Bachelor of Science degrees. Thank you. You may be seated. You may be seated.
Will the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Business and Technology please rise? President Anderson, I am pleased to present to you, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Business and Technology, these approved and worthy candidates for the Bachelor of General Studies and the Bachelor of Science degrees. Thank you. You may be seated.
Will the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Education, Social Sciences, and the Arts please rise? President Anderson, I'm pleased to present to you, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Education, Social Sciences, and the Arts, these approved and worthy candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of General Studies, and Bachelor of Science degrees. Thank you. You may be seated.
Will the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Pharmacy and Health Professions please rise? President Anderson, I am pleased to present to you, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Pharmacy and Health Professions, these approved and worthy candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Deans. Will all candidates for the baccalaureate degree please rise again? Keep it down. Families, audience, graduates, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Regents, I do hereby confer upon you the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of General Studies, and the Bachelor of Science degrees with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining hereto. Graduates, you may now be seated until your row is called.
Will the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Agricultural and Natural Sciences please rise and come forward to receive the diplomas directed by the Marshal?
Alufu Milayo Christiana Edoye, cum laude. Lucia Babic, summa cum laude. Alexa Brady, summa cum laude. Morgan Branch, magna cum laude. Jasmine Lynette Braxton. Lauren Elizabeth Brown. Junia Bryan, cum laude. Abigail A. Chambers. Nakia T. Hoyt, magna cum laude. Joniah A. Copper, cum laude. Owani Ingo Davies. Latice M. Dillingham. Junice Tainai Dunn, summa cum laude. Kiera Janae Eaton, cum laude. Chikazi Bright Ebikonye, cum laude. Okena Bex Ebikonye, cum laude. Teresa Emerson. Alexis English. Naya L. Farish. Tyra Elaine Freeman. Aluwu Fa Renami K. Gamu, cum laude. Deasia A. Gloria, magna cum laude. Tylynn Morgan Glover, magna cum laude. Siobhan Hare. Andrea Savannah Hairston, magna cum laude. Deja Tanae Jones, cum laude. Rachel N. Kayango, summa cum laude. Michelle Lynn Lineski, summa cum laude. Chance Lewis IV. Devin K. Lewis. Catherine Noel Lipsia, summa cum laude. Kiana Francesca Romina Macares. Regine Priscilla Martin. Andrea McCormick. Kalia K. McDowell. Gabrielle K. Mister, cum laude. Alexia Paulette Moyer. Ifua B. Nayarku, magna cum laude. Kalechi Crystal Nzenwa. Yetunde Adu Aret Bayemi Olaniyi, summa cum laude. Adebola Owalabi, summa cum laude. Oluwaseyitan Owoeye. Jasmine Antoinette Heggies. Shelda Pierre Lewis. Nadaj M. Puwo Hala. Khadijah T. Rouse, cum laude. Daria Shaw, summa cum laude. Carmia A. Smith. Melissa Janae Smith. Koya Janae Souls, magna cum laude. De'Ara Stanet. Brianna Sade Taylor. Lauren Danielle Thompson. Brittany M. Washington. Lauren Elizabeth Whitley. Zachary Francis Williams. Akosawa Redu, summa cum laude.
Will the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Business and Technology please rise and come forward to receive their diplomas as directed by the Marshal.
Daniel Akinsola. Jara D. Alford. Janella Holly Arter, summa cum laude. Okay. Kingsley N. Asonye. Chibunkem Asuzu. Davidson Uche Omar Anyanwu. Kenneth Jerome Austin, magna cum laude. Shantasia Baker. Marcus Baldwin. Christopher Allen Blanks, summa cum laude. George A. Bonney. Tavanya Blow. Erica M. Brown. Janae L. Butler. Briarn Keith Butts. Major F. Bullock III, summa cum laude. Kara Cathion. Cody Lane Chavis. Aaliyah Felice Cherry. Michaela Jean Cook, cum laude. Andre Edward Copeland, Jr. Tykia Nicole Cooper. Deshandre Andre Crippen. Okay. Ruth Crippen. Kamari Tariq Dickens. Ramslinel Riolosa de Castro. Destin Tyler Dorsey. Derek Leon Durham. CJ Christopher Audi Campbell. Emmanuel M. Edmonds. Layla A. Elliman, summa cum laude. Courtney Saban Epps. Alexander Jacob Etienne. Fazila Faridi, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Adedayo Fadaka. Enku T. Fizea. Keith R. Garner, Jr., magna cum laude. Dale Hanson, Jr. Larry Harper III. Jasmine Harrington. Awad M. Hassan, magna cum laude. Alexandra Maria Hernandez, cum laude. Scott Everett Hogan, summa cum laude. Daniel Michael Hunt, summa cum laude. And Dubuisi Daniel Awala, cum laude. Destiny S. Jackson. Diego Haldine Varela, magna cum laude. Antonio Johnson. Kayla C. Johnson, cum laude. Donnell Dwayne Jones. Anwar Karif, summa cum laude. Eric D. Kennard, Jr. Du Lee, summa cum laude. Stephanie Landaverde. Tiffany Lucas. Jawan Anthony Miller. Cody Miller. Mohammed Kalala Mansoure, cum laude. Eric M. Mason. Sean Musa. Dion Carver McLeod. Khadijah Denise May. Demarcus Jaquan McKinnon. Kaylee Patricia Mitchell, summa cum laude. Darian Tyvon Morris. Eddie Collins Mulere, cum laude. Alistair Salvador Narine. Joseph M. Nicastro, summa cum laude. Charity Hope Nichols. Theophilus Nanakwame Okra, cum laude. Emmanuel Oluwafemi Olaniyi. Kelsey Victoria Oliver. Esther Olafinlula, cum laude. Olele Mbayo Olaposi Apeo. Naya Pack. Patrick Fatmin Pham, summa cum laude. Vernaja Emery Pender, magna cum laude. Plus. Elijah P. Plez. Deja M. Pratt, summa cum laude. I can't add it. Devin Rayleigh. Kevin L. Ringgold. Dennis Rodriguez. China Lachey Sampson. John Miles Seward. Cedric D. Sharps. Nicholas K. Watson. Mohammed Yamani Sisi. Heidi Lee Smith, summa cum laude. Joshua E. Stromberg. Janae Aletha Sullivan, magna cum laude. Danielle Aaliyah Sweetney. Joseph L. Taylor. Devon L. Tillman. Suket Richard Tinker. Abel Nega Tades. John Sitohe. Simone Nicole Thomas, magna cum laude. Abraham Tercios. Jordan Alexander Turner. Ryan Nelson Valente. Blair English Waters. Christian James Whitaker. Aaron Dion Williams.
Will the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Education, Social Sciences, and the Arts please rise and come forward to receive the diploma as directed by the Marshal.
Danye Patricia Adams. Ashley A. Aku, magna cum laude. Nathaniel Manny Anderson III. Marcus Anthony Burrell. Sania Rochelle Arrington. Kylia Nicole Bennett, cum laude. Shelby R. Bing. Nathan Dallas, Joshua Blackburn. Tyshawn Trevion Boyd. Stormy A. Brinkley, magna cum laude. Destiny Cassandra Brown, cum laude. Renee April Broxton. Taisha Monique Demore Bramell. Kiani Jalise Byram. Christina Marie Carey. Tatiana Carpenter, magna cum laude. Khalil Shahir Cash. Torian Elijah Clark. Deja Amari Clark. Danielle D. Coleman. Camry Tashay Cook. Judah Coriette. Alicia Germaine Crawford. Jenna Cheyenne Crockett, summa cum laude. Joshua A. Decres, summa cum laude. Nicole Samantha Dansill. Kiera Ebony Davis. Julia Ellen Dennis. Benyam D. Desta, cum laude. Lindy Kikoa Koch Esteban. Brianna Alyssa Flores. Karan I. Ford. Ivy Foster. Dennis A. Gaba. Fabian Gebra Gorgas, magna cum laude. Nikise Gibson Pantan. Dominique Marie Groden, summa cum laude. Bria M. Harding. Aisha W. Harris, cum laude. Kayvon W. Harris. Marie Nancy Hassan. Ashley M. Hawkins. Unshell L. Henry, summa cum laude. Tamia Hopkins. Brittany Janae Jameson. Alexis Johnson. China T. Jones. Safi Kamara. Trevor Karpavage, cum laude. Joshua M. Lancaster. Damara L. Lashley. Ashley Alexis Magruder, summa cum laude. David Leon Mason. Melissa April Mike. Giselle Amri Middleton. Elijah D. McBride. Trinity Lateith Mathis, magna cum laude. Priska Nassan, cum laude. Destiny C. Nelson. Aliyah Emladi. Martha R. Opio, summa cum laude. Kia Lynette Proctor, summa cum laude. Tanisha Deborah Richards, magna cum laude. Juwan Lee Richardson. Ryan Michael Richardson. John R. Roland Ortiz. Calvin E. Scott. Sarah Carrington Ariel Smith. Simone Camille Smith. Simone Nicole Sweet. Terry Elizabeth Stanley. Caitlin Marie Thatcher, summa cum laude. Aaliyah Nicole Thomas. Shantae Evan Thompson, summa cum laude. Jennifer A. Thornton. Danielle Tingle, summa cum laude. Chelsea Tucker. Patrick Kirk Barney. Dominique Madison Walker, magna cum laude. Carmel A. Washington. Mahaj A. Washington. Kiera Nicole Wells, cum laude. Michael Orlin Whittington. Sean Wilkes. Robert John Yeager. Chloe Justine Zetal.
Will the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Pharmacy and Health Professions please rise and come forward to receive the diploma as directed by the marshal.
Car to walk. Folasade Katrina Adeoba. Isaiah Adewale Adewumi. Tyrell Delonte Allen. Shamari Riche Allen, cum laude. Danielle Hokea August, magna cum laude. Angelica Baez, summa cum laude. Tanera Best Barnes. Catalan Alexandra Bishop. Xavier Gerald Bryant. Keandre Lamont Bundick. Lewis Samuel Butler. Javon Zakori Bird. Michelle Edge, summa cum laude. Kiana E. Fall. Erica Chantel Griffin. India Kendra Harrigan, magna cum laude. Iasia Diana Henry, summa cum laude. Ayana Vernay Hester. Deandra N. Jackson. Deasia Jacobs, magna cum laude. Akira E. James. Maya Yankovic, summa cum laude. Autumn S. Johnson Williams. Serenity J. Kingsborough, magna cum laude. De'Ara McDougall, cum laude. Nicholas Ramon McIntosh. Marjorie Taylor Mitchell, summa cum laude. Alicia Michelle Morton, cum laude. Nicole Patrice Murphy. Kiana Peterson, summa cum laude. Now Quisha Pitts. Ricky Kiara Rivas, summa cum laude. Jarrett Braxton Reeves. Sally Silla. Kiana L. Smith, magna cum laude. Shelley Stewart, magna cum laude. Shamari Tahir Stewart. Archie Tawari, magna cum laude. Damon M. Watson Willis. Patrick Ryan Wheeler, summa cum laude. Andrea Dominique White. Kirkland A. Williams. Taylor Winston, magna cum laude.
Let's let the graduates get back to their seats. We're almost there. Almost there. Undergraduates, please rise. Undergraduates, please rise. You may now turn your tassels from right to left. Congratulations, you may now be seated. We will now have the Alumni Pledge administered by Mrs. Deborah Powell-Heyman, the President of the UMES National Alumni Association.
Good afternoon. Would the alumni that's in the audience please stand for a moment? Are there any alumni that's still left? Wonderful. Wonderful. On behalf of the National Alumni Association, we would like to congratulate you on your wonderful achievements today. Some say that your diploma is your passport to life. Hawks at UMES believes that statement. This is the best time of your life. Enjoy it. Continue to maintain relationships with your friends that you've started over the 4 years, and remember to circle the nest every now and then. Dr. Anderson? The Alumni Association yesterday gave free membership to the National Alumni Association to every graduate, 430 graduates that are here today. Not only that, we started the 2019-2020 Alumni Giving Fund campaign. So we paid it forward for every Hawk that graduated today. We gave $1 to the Alumni Campaign for Giving. Thank you. And now we'll recite the oath. You may be seated. Will the class of 2019 please stand? Will you recite the pledge after me? I state your name, an alumnus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, do hereby pledge allegiance to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore National Alumni Association, and to the great and honored institution which it represents. I promise to remain loyal, faithful, and steadfast in my support of its programs, to uplift its principles, maintain its traditions, and defend its honor. I further promise always to stand ready to contribute my time, my efforts, financial assistance, and service toward the advancement of the welfare of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, my beloved alma mater. So help me God. Thank you, and please be seated.
Graduates, family, friends, we're almost done. As we conclude, I would like to thank all of the participants today who helped make the ceremony a success. We want to end by one song from our choir. That will be our alma mater. Graduates, we want you to stand and please sing along. It's on page 6 of your program. Following the choir's singing of the alma mater, I will ask everyone please to remain seated until the graduates and the platform party leaves the stage. Again, thank you to everyone who was involved with these ceremonies, from all of our faculty and staff, to the choir, to the security, to the facilities who prepared the room. At this time, please stand for the alma mater.
Song.
the benediction. Dear Lord, as we leave this place, God, we never leave your presence. We ask that you bless all these graduates, that as they go out into the world and to the community, they will represent themselves well, but most importantly, represent you well. We thank you for blessing them and keeping them, and this is our prayer. Let the people of God say amen.